You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks.
All right, guys, here we go. Another episode of Gym Marketing Made Simple. Of course, I'm Sherman. We have Blake here, of course. We also have my guy Tommy here, and then our special guest, Chris Wade from X4. If you've never heard of X4, after this episode, you'll know everything that you need to know. Chris, thanks for hanging out with us, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, someone listening to this episode, they've never heard of the infamous Chris Wade or X4. Let's give them a little background about Chris Wade first before we jump into the X4.
Yeah, so, man, I've been in the fitness industry for over 16 years now, and the reason I got into it was because just former background of just football. I played football at Clemson University, and ultimately just loved that journey there of just being able to be in fitness and be in that camaraderie of fellow teammates and the locker room talk and all that stuff. And I just really appreciated that. And when I got out, I was like, man, kind of want to get into something competitive. So I got into CrossFit. Well, like every other CrossFitter during that time in 2008, where you're like, oh, I'm going to the CrossFit games. And then you quickly realize you have no chance of going to the CrossFit games. So I guess actually during that period of time, I guess people actually had a chance until the guys like Rich Froning got involved. But I really fell in love with CrossFit during that time and ultimately started a CrossFit gym. And just because I wanted to be around like-minded people, I wanted to invest in others in a group setting and in there for just a like-minded reason of just being able to become your best self. So.
Good. So I didn't know you played college football. I played college basketball, but nevertheless, you went to Clemson. I live in Gainesville, Florida, so you know what that means.
Let's go.
You know what that means.
Let's go. So, quick story on that one is so I was a walk-on. You were probably a better athlete than I was in college. I was a former walk-on that ultimately earned a full scholarship my last season. It was during the years of when Tommy Bowden was the head coach there. Dabo was actually my position coach. And
look at that.
But funny story relating to Gainesville is that Billy Napier is the one he was a GA at the time, and he was the reason why I actually made it on that team. He was the one who called me and was like, hey, you ran the fastest 40 time in this tryout. Congratulations, you made the football team. And so Billy Napier is the reason. I know he's not at Florida anymore. He got the boot, but he got the boot.
He got the boot, but man, here's the thing. I mean, you know how it is. Clemson, Gainesville, the Gators, all that. I don't think most people really realize how tough it is to be not an athlete, a coach in these type of atmospheres, right? Like I feel bad. I see these guys coming in, yeah, they get paid, but like when they're not winning, it's not somewhere you want to be, right? Like it's just not somewhere you want to be.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's crazy how even Dabo right now is like he's getting ridiculed. I'm like, this man has won two national championships, guys. Like, don't forget who this guy is. So
like sort of like Tommy says, like you could do something. It's sort of going to be like, hey, what have you done for me lately? Doesn't matter if you've won 3 in a row, 4. Oh, you've lost 2 years in a row. Get him out of here. He's a bum. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I totally get it. Where did you play ball?
So you may have been a better athlete than me. I played Division II basketball in Florida at a school called Southeastern University. I played 4 years there. So let's talk a little bit about X4, right? Because for me, Blake, we had a member, we had a client with Lasso, and he had a CrossFit gym. And then way back when he mentioned something about X4, and then we sort of parted ways, and that was sort of it for us. And then I remember you guys sort of coming around, and I was like, Blake, isn't this the same X4 that guy was trying to talk about? And he was like, yeah, like it's bigger now or something, I guess. So you guys have been working on this for a little while. So talk about X4 a little bit, how it started, and yeah, let's just start there.
Yeah. So, man, X4, the how it started was, man, it was back in 2017. I was starting a CrossFit gym and my second CrossFit gym. And so as I was, just building that, it was a ground up construction. I was able to, um, you know, have the ability to be able to throughout all of the build out, talking to the bank. I was working at Orange Theory during the time, so it was a hit training studio, Orange Theory, and ultimately during that time period, I was like, man, I'm really like people love this type of training, this more endurance related, running on the treadmill for 23 minutes. They were like, versus CrossFit, which is what I was used to, is like, no, that's the only methodology, that's it. And so I went back during that construction period of it's called Nexus Fitness. And so during that construction period, I went back to the bank and I was like, hey guys, can I add another like 3,000 square feet to this build out? It would be if it's possible, only because there's a new methodology that I want to create, and I'm seeing a spot in the market that this would be a good fit. And as I was curating that methodology, by the way, got approved for that thankfully, and designing and creating this different methodology now called X4. I wanted more variation than what the Orange Theories of the world had to offer, and a little bit more coaching related than what an F45 has to offer. What I wanted to do is take the bits and pieces of what now is my competitors, what they do great, what they do wrong. And so I created a methodology to where there's 4 different stations. It is highly varied. The amount, like you never do a workout twice. There's looping videos that are on the screen. It is, I would say, more challenging than what, from an intensity standpoint, of what an Orange Theory can offer. It's less monotony because we offer 4 different stations. We're not on a treadmill for 23 minutes. It is, I would say it's like if Orange Theory and CrossFit had a baby, it would be X4, and that's kind of the realm that we're in, and it's hitting a demographic that's just totally different, totally separate. And me for having X4, which is X4 and CrossFit under the same roof with a wall separating it, so there's 2 methodologies happening simultaneously. It has just worked wonders for the business, and so now as we're in X4 today, let me back up a little bit. Is X4 has, after that, I affiliated X4, so became like an affiliate model in selling this concept to other CrossFit affiliates. And so these CrossFit affiliates would add X4 as that methodology, as I've done here in Homewood, Alabama, and ultimately they have increased their revenue dramatically. And because they're offering a different methodology for their CrossFits to either have a dual membership to go to both sides, or it's like, hey, you're just hitting a whole different market. It's like, hey, I don't care about your CrossFit side. I'm coming to X4, and it's worked wonders. And ultimately now today we have 10 affiliates, but now we're going the franchise route, and we already have two franchisees that are going to be opening up in 2026. And one is going to be in Huntsville, and the second one is going to be in Auburn. And with these franchises, the reason why I went franchise is really because the quality control. What we had noticed in a lot of these affiliates, just really hard for us to dictate as from you, what you even see on your end, because you guys handle all of our ads, and being able to have that control of, these are the ads that go out. This is the way that you sell these memberships. These are the memberships that you should offer. This is how we're going to train your coaches. And so there's more of a consistency across the board, which franchising is, hey, this is what's mandated, and affiliation is, this is what's suggested. And from that model, it's been so much better, because we have a great model right now that we're modeling everything from a franchising standpoint after, which is our X4 Mountain Brook location, which from a gross revenue standpoint is substantially higher than everywhere else, because it's got its front desk, it's got systems, it's got the operations are flawless there, which is, we're seeing a direct relation to the amount of revenue that it generates. So that's what we're excited about.
Chris, Well, I think it's one thing, and I know you're a humble dude, but tell us about the success of like Homewood, and Mountain Brook, because think that's one thing that people, your numbers wise, people will be like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, so Homewood is yeah, it's that was the OG location. So that was the first location that we had created. We have used that location as like a tester. So a lot of the stuff that we use in the market now at these other X4s, we've tested already at X4. And so as I saw my CrossFit side and my X4 side working simultaneously for so long, I was able to see, wow, the membership for X4 was drastically higher than my CrossFit side. And the amount of leads that we get on a monthly basis is just mind blowing versus a CrossFit affiliate, for instance. And so we opened up the Mountain Brook location, which was the franchise model of that one. So we opened up X4 Mountain Brook, and we had a front desk staff. We had two bathrooms, one with a shower. It was a little bit more premium experience. The cold towels at the end. We really created a good product, and the revenue for X4 Mountain Brook was just substantially higher because I mean I do think like even as an affiliate, there is a little bit of confusion about the Homewood location because it's like, hey, who are you? Are you X4? Are you CrossFit? And having just one model and one methodology that's offered and one identity of X4 at that Mount Brook location I think it's been really great for the market of just understanding who we are and what we do.
Hmm. That's good. That's good. So because you definitely, I know we have a lot of CrossFit affiliates listening to this, and you sort of piqued my interest when, because I know that you can have an X4 and a CrossFit in the same building, right? I think that's how some of you guys got started or still run it. Talk about that a little bit. If someone's saying, "Man, that's sort of interesting to me," like how does that work? Having both of those under the same building.
Yeah, so we definitely the every affiliate that we have currently, and we're still like if someone comes like, hey, I would love to do this, like yeah, we'll definitely entertain it, but it's got to be the right situation, the right owner. If a CrossFit owner currently wants to add an X4 under in their portfolio of what their offerings are, but we definitely want it separated. It needs to be for you to be able to curate a different experience on this side. And there's certain things that we will suggest. Once again, it's suggestions versus mandations of, hey, I would highly suggest you do X, Y, and Z because this is what we've seen to be successful. But what we would tell them of someone who is interested in doing this is like, man, I mean, you're already paying rent. You're already, or maybe you own the building of your CrossFit affiliate. And if you could add another offering, this is not a boot camp. Like this is a business model that we have everything curated from a coach's dashboard, which that coach's dashboard is how your coaches are coached because we have communication through that dashboard to your coaches of, hey, this is the stimulus of the day, this is the intention of the workout, and we want it to be coached this way. I would say we are super scientific. The guy who is the one who heads up all of our programming, he's an absolute nerd with this stuff in a great way. Like he is so smart in how he curates these workouts, and that's what everyone says who is a member is like, man, these workouts are just I don't get bored here. And the movements that we do, I have such a great time working out because the way that we structure our classes is super enjoyable. First off, from a coaching experience, it's a high energy atmosphere. Our coaches have fun coaching it, and our members respond really well, which is, as you know, organically, from a membership standpoint, it's like, man, if their friends are telling their friends, it's like that's the easiest marketing you could offer. And but we definitely double down on that in a sense of from a uh, just like our testimonials that we have, and which ultimately even makes marketing through you guys a lot easier because it's like, oh my gosh, Johnny, my friend, was talking about this place the other day, and I'm seeing your ad from obviously Lasso, and it's now I know I can identify with this, and of course, free trial, sign me up. And it's just been an easier way for us to be able to increase our membership under that same rooftop, offering two methodologies, and it's worked wonders for our affiliates that we currently have.
Good. Um, so, well, I don't, Tommy, you have anything you want to add? I didn't want to.
Yeah, the my 2 cents I wanted to jump in here is Chris, I think the sign of really good leadership is you're able to inspire others to kind of get behind you in this mission and vision. And I think I could probably speak for the entire Lasso team where we're inspired to want to help you grow this thing. And I think that comes from like, I think it starts with you, but the entire leadership team, you guys were humble enough to say, hey, we're going to look at, like, even when you were talking about your story with OTF, like, hey, like, I'm seeing where there's opportunity, and I'm not going to bury my head in the sand and be so dogmatic about things. And from that, you're able to, I probably just based on curiosity, you're able to build a really, really cool franchise. Um, I would love to hear more about future vision of where you're trying to take this thing. Where do you think X4 has a special niche in the market? And kind of like what you're hoping to achieve through this entire process, because I think we can get a lot more people excited about jumping on this bandwagon because me, Blake Sherman, we're inspired to help you, so would love to hear more about that.
Locally to our gym, so there's two other owners that came on board. So they bought into this concept about 2 years ago. Their name is Jeff Holloway, and then we got Glenn Getchell. Those two guys were affiliates, and so they were an X4 affiliate in Rome, Georgia. They own a gym called Rome Strength and Fitness, and they added X4. And with that, them adding X4, I mean, they were like, what in the heck? We have now surpassed our CrossFit side. We are running at full steam ahead. And as you guys even see with the leads that are generated by Lasso for them right now, I mean, it's just a constant growth. And so outside of, now that they're on board, and now, so there's three of us that are taking this from a franchising standpoint across the Southeast. And what we're trying to do is get pretty local to where we currently are, where we currently have some identity, some understanding of who X4 is. So like, for instance, for me, on a corporate store standpoint, I am trying to, I'm opening up another one next year. It's called X4 Hoover. So I'll be opening up one franchise model. And then these guys Glenn has opened up one in Chattanooga. And then Jeff is looking for another one that's going to be local to Rome. So we are trying to expand in a very local market, because we don't want to get too far and just like starting sporadically throwing them in Boston, throw them in Minneapolis. Like, who the heck is X4? It's like, no, I've actually heard of these guys. I think some friends of mine that live in Birmingham, I think they go to that. Like, it's a familiar brand. And so for instance, the Huntsville location that's opening up next year, like, that's the one that is the primary focus right now, because it's going to be opening in March of 2026. The Auburn location will open up that later next fall. And now that we have curated a better pre-opening, so like everything that you're doing from time of, hey, I'm signed my lease, this is where I know the build out is going to start on X day. We want to reverse engineer from an opening day every bit of your pre-sale. And then post open, we have a playbook that's going to be able to be handed off to you, and just for us to coach your front desk, for us to coach your coaches. It's going to be something where you're talking about, from a customer experience standpoint, a franchisee is going to get the best from us, because we have tested so much in the market. We have figured out our place in the market. If you're a former CrossFitter, or if you're couch to fitness, or, I mean, X4 is truly for everyone. And now that we have really curated a great brand of, we've just recently rebranded, because we know now, after 8 years of testing, like I told you in Homewood, is like, now we completely understand who our avatar is. Who are we going after? And then through Lasso, guys, like, y'all have done a fantastic job of figuring that out alongside us. And it's like, hey, this is who is attracted to your brand. Everything that we are going after from, and Tommy, you're so good with your analytics of everything. And then Blake, your curation of all of it. Like, I mean, everything that you guys are doing over at Lasso has been tremendous help for us, which makes us through a pre-sale guarantee like, hey, X4 Mid City, which is our Huntsville location that's opening next March, you're guaranteed we will get you 150 members by opening day. And this is how much you need to spend. This is where you need to be. And now, we've had recent discussions. Is like now we feel great about the 200 mark, in a pre-sale. And for us to guarantee that for a franchisee to open up with that type of membership before they open, like, man, kudos to you guys for partnering with us. That allows us to feel incredibly confident in that. So now we have figured out, okay, well, let's go back to the rebrand. Someone who is, I do fitness so that I can pick up my kid overhead. I do fitness at X4 so that I can play soccer with my 13-year-old. I do fitness because I coach and referee part-time, and I need to be able to run up and down the court. So we want people to think, okay, I go to X4 because of the life that I have outside of it. And like, for instance, next year I'm moving to Salt Lake City, and the whole start here, go anywhere mantra of who we are. Like I now am able to, I want to open up a corporate store in Salt Lake City and hopefully vein out from there with franchises. And as you know, in Salt Lake City, like so much of the people that are out there, the demographic, the avatar that we're going to go after is like, man, I ski in the winter, I hike in the summer, I'm mountain biking, I'm doing all of these things that I need a form of fitness to train me and to equip me to do those things well. And that's X4. So I'm super excited about, the team that I have, which I could not do it without them. I could not do it without you, partnering with people that allow us to be better in every aspect of the brand. And, we've partnered with Push Press from a CRM standpoint, and a member management standpoint. And as we've partnered with those guys of like making sure everything from A to Z equips them to be incredibly successful. And so we're doing everything that we can, because me as an owner is like, I've seen it all. I know what I need to be successful. And we want to make sure that we're doing that for the end user, which is our franchisee. And with this whole rebrand, going back to that, I mean, I'm wearing the shirt right now. X to the fourth power is kind of like the brand right now. And that's confusing to Google. Like, okay, well, I can't identify that incredibly well. So it's like, all right, well, we changed the brand to, it's still X4, but now it's easily readable, and people will drive by and it's like, oh, is it X Fitness? The 4 is not very prominent. Well, now the 4 is very prominent, and it makes sense. And so I'm super excited to do different color schemes and all that. But yeah, it's exciting time.
And it just went through my head when you're saying all that. If we do an ad and you have Emily make X4 is 4 and then have a blank spot and just have her put everything you just said, like in a half second, hiking, skiing, like all those things would be incredible. And I think one thing, and I say that because you guys, and to Tommy's point, you guys take our feedback, and it's not like, no, this is what we're for, but like we try to take what you say and then make it applicable to like what you do. And I think for everybody listening, these guys, like when it comes to like cost per lead, it's like the back to the we're not running 6-week challenges, but if you guys remember the cost per lead on the 6-week, like $5, $8, $10 leads, and it's incredible. But it's just a testament to your guys' video content, but it's even a layer deeper. It's who comes in the gym. It is anybody from, like you said, and truly that wants to pick up their kids overhead, somebody that just wants to get better at X, but it's also the person that really wants to get fit. And you can see in your videos, everybody, it's like a 55-year-old grandpa, all these things, all these different type of people that come in. So people that see your ads, you're not trying to portray, it's not looking like the Viore, Lululemon, fitness model everywhere. You have some of those people, but it's also somebody that needs to lose 50 pounds. And the thing I love about what you guys do, it's truly, you can come in day one and start working out, right? And you can do these things. There's not such a barrier to entry. Like I was talking to somebody last night at a Thanksgiving, and it's like, how many classes, she was talking about bar fitness and Pilates. She's like, I needed 50 classes before I felt comfortable in knowing exactly what I was doing. and it was somebody that was already fit. For you guys, it's like, and even CrossFit and things like that, there's such a friction point of like learning all the movements. It's like, hey, come in the gym and we can get you moving day one. And I think the reason that you guys are going to be so successful is you appeal to such a broad audience, but you do it so well. It's because you hear a lot of times, if you speak to everybody, you speak to no one. But I think in your case, you're able to speak to everybody, but speak to them individually and be like, this is what we can do for you. This is what we can do for you. This is what we can do for you. And it's made for everybody. And then you build around that once they come in the gym. But pinpoint that for Emily to do that. I think that would be really cool. X4 is, and then you have just a line and then just implement everything you say. And then you could do it. And we've worked with other franchises and they've said like, you guys are great at knowing like, hey, if I go to Salt Lake City, that's going to be different than Homewood, Alabama, right? Like those people trying to ski, all these things. You guys are really good at realizing the market needs different things, and X4 didn't change, but it's for a different person in that area, right? And I think still the application and the results are the same, but the reason somebody coming in might be different in this area than it is downtown Houston or the Midwest or something like that. And you're able to not change the brand, but change the messaging so it still conveys what you do. And I think that's one of the things that you guys are going to crush it.
Dang. I mean, you want to be a fractional CMO for us, Blake? Like, dang. Hey. I mean, you're speaking some language. Right,
I'll send over my resume.
That's good. No, you're hitting the nail on the head. And everything that we're offering is, from partnering with Lasso, the B2B relationships that we have. I mean, I absolutely know that we have not arrived, and we need that. We need you. We need these B2B relationships because we don't know what we don't know, and you have expertise in that. And we are the first people, and that's why I love Jeff and Glenn as well. It's like these guys are so humble, and if we get in front of a group, like if we get in front of a potential franchisee, like I hope that we exude so much humility and also just from a hospitality standpoint of what we will offer. Like we have not arrived. We will continually get better, and we want to listen to you guys. Like, hey, like I think we should be doing X, Y, and Z in the market. Like we should be stating this versus that. And for what you see, we will absolutely listen. And right now, yeah, we've got 2 franchisees that have signed that are ready to rock and roll for next year. We've got 2 other corporate stores coming, but man, I can't wait till the end of 2026. Like we're going to even have a better model because we are constantly refining and making it better. So.
That's good. That's good. So what we're going to do, we're going to get ready to wrap it up because we're going to make people listen in next week as well. So you guys want to hear the second half of this conversation, and I know you do. Make sure that you tune in next week. Chris, thanks for hanging out with us this week. It's been good getting this going. So guys, as always, tell a friend to tune in, and we will chat with you guys next week.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoyed. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.